Good evening, everyone. My name is Nick Swayze, and for today's speech, I'm going to be demonstrating how to properly throw a football, as well as the steps to doing it, such as ball handling, arm motion, footwork, and as well as, composure and confidence in throwing the ball. To begin with, the professionals in the NFL, over time, they've been able to master the art of doing it. There are some players in the NFL as well who don't do it, as well as the elite, and that's what separates the good from the bad, the average from the weak, stuff like that. So I'm going to start by beginning on how to get our ball handling going so we're able to, show you guys on how to do it. All right, here, this is actually a football from, my home. It's not I usually don't play with this ball, but, I'm going to use this in our demonstration. This one here is a professional size ball. It's, generally larger than the ones that we play with in the streets and stuff like that. This ball here, since it's a bigger ball, we want to start by getting a good grip on it and being able to, be comfortable on where we're going to throw the ball. So what I do is I put my three, everyone does this differently, but what I do is I keep my pinky on the third groove. They're the laces here. I keep my pinky on the third groove here, and then I keep this finger here on the first groove, and then I keep my middle finger right, a couple inches to the side of it, and then my right finger here, kind of like in the middle, and then my thumb will go on the, this back kind of fat part here. I get comfortable with the ball, and this, ball handling is very important because you got to have a tight grip on it, because if you don't do that and you're loose, like your hand's like slippery and loose, it could cause the ball to go any different way. So what I do is I get a good grip on it, and then I got my ball handling down. So, prior to the next step, which is, getting your stance going, you want to make sure that you're straight, your back is straight, not too arched, and, your arms are kind of like, mid, like you're in the process of going to like lift a weight kind of like this. So you want to kind of get that straight. You want to get the ball like this while maintaining your, your handling. And you kind of want to look at, where you're going to throw it, because that ultimately determines too on, where it's going to go and your stance and everything. So if I'm going to throw, say this is downfield, I'm looking, I got my ball handling going, and then my footwork is very important too, because you want to maintain composure on the field, because if you usually want your feet to generally be kind of straight, like facing this way, and that also too, that's very important, because if you don't do that and you're kind of like, wobbling around, the ball could also be caused to go somewhere else too. So we're going to keep our feet straight, our back straight, we get our ball handling going. So we got that now. We got our arms kind of like, all up in them, like flexing a little bit, and so we're going to throw it down there. So the next step now is being able to kind of roll the ball off your hand and your fingers off the laces. This also plays a part in the, keeping a good spiral down the field, which would hopefully, and what we want to is result in what the people in sports call it a precision pass. Precision pass is what they call it. That is what they consider like, the ideal pass, like a quarterback throwing the ball. So once we get our stance, our footwork going, and our ball handling, we want to kind of slowly begin our arm motion. We're going to roll it back, get it up to here, about, like where your ear is, and kind of slowly roll the ball off your fingers, kind of like that. So once we do that, the ball, begins to go in a spiral. I'm doing it a couple times here to show you guys, but what I've learned in the past is what's very important to keeping that spiral going is being able to allow your wrist to stay straight while doing it. I've seen a lot of times on TV, as well as friends playing, that when you don't keep that wrist straight and you keep it down like this, or something like that, just give and take, the ball can go anywhere. Like it can go, all over the place. So you want to maintain that straight wrist. You get your motion set, you look, fire away. Fake. look, just like that, because once you put that all together, it just comes a lot easier. And that wrist, what I've learned is that wrist is really important in getting that ball to stay straight and spiraling in the air. This is, like I said, this is a bigger ball. That's why you kind of have to grip it to your comfortability and just kind of roll it away slowly. And that will determine how far it goes, the accuracy of the ball, and depending on like the direction it's going into, because you want to make sure you're throwing it in the right direction. It's pretty, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty self-explanatory. And as time goes on, you begin to develop, it just becomes much easier for you. And sooner or later, you'll be throwing the ball like a pro. Again, I want to thank all of you for listening tonight, and have a good evening. Thank you.